Hello, welcome. We are going to do some CSS today. Let's hop right in. This is what I've got an example here, and I kind of want to comment out all of this. And to comment in CSS, first, right off the bat, we're going to use a forward slash and then an asterisk. That's right. And then we're going to keep that. All right, we're going to push that down to the bottom. We're going to work up here. We have a HTML document. We're going to comment out this also. And if I remember correctly, in HTML, comment looks like open angle bracket. Oh dear. Wait, is that it? Oh no, yeah. Exclamation point, dash dash. There we go. And then we're gonna say, so that's the body. And then we're gonna dash dash close angle bracket. Wait, oh here it is. So we have nothing right now. We have that. Where's that at? Is that it? Yeah. Wait, so how do you close? Man, I always forget everything. Do I need to do dash exclamation point close? Oh, wait a second. Is that it? Oh, fiddly sticks. I'm trying my best. And it's not my besting. Okay. Let's find out. Alright, going back to learning. I thought it was right. Why is this not accepting it? Dash dash close bracket. There we go. Oh, why? Why? Did I do it somewhere else? I don't know. That eludes me. Okay. We are going to kind of match what this did. We're going to say, here's the head. We're going to make body of our document. Nice. Now, we're going to add some dividers. We're making a timeline today. A timeline of our life. So, let's say we're going to add a div that is going to be, we're going to give it a CSS class called timeline. And then inside of this, we're going to have another divider, div. And we're going to give this a class of event. Okay. And then inside of that event, we're going to write some information. Basically, we're making a bunch of dividers. And we'll see what it looks like in just a second before we style it anyway. But we're saying a divider named timeline. Well, no, kind of. A divider that is going to be a box that we're going to style a certain way. And we're going to give that style to anything that has a class of timeline. That's what we're doing here. So we're making imaginary boxes that we don't see. This is very confusing and extremely abstract. Another imaginary box, class event. So inside this divider, that's going to be a timeline styled divider. We're going to have a event styled divider. Next to that event styled divider, inside of that, we're going to have two more little smaller dividers. And they're going to have their own classes, but we're going to repeat a bunch of these classes so we can easily make it all consistent, make it all look the same. Let's see here. When you were born, let's say in the year 2000. Okay. So that one should show something. There it is. We finally showed something. 2000. So I could write stuff in here too. I'll do that. Does that work? Yeah. So this is in a box outside of this box. This is a box. This is a box. This is a box. You can't see the boxes. They're imaginary boxes. And this box will be next to this one. This one is not going inside of the previous one. And this one is what we want to say. I'm going to say it's called the description. I'm going to shorten it like that. And born in New York. All right. And that's all we need. All right, so we have, out of the thin air, made up a bunch of classes. What are these classes? Who is that? What is it going to do? What are we going to do to it? Let's go have a look at our CSS. This has got some classes already there. We're going to pretend they don't exist, kind of. We're going to look at them as reference. And we're going to give the body a certain look. That's the first thing we're going to do. So we are going to type in body. And since we've already got a body of HTML, whatever's in this body will have this exact look. It'll be using this font family. So we are going to use an HTML selector to select body. And we're going to put, not equal, sorry, that's different. We're going to put curly bracket. And now we're going to tell anything that we select called body will have this special value. And we're going to tell it to make the font family in this one. Let's do something nice. We have a sans serif, Helvetica. Boom. Love it. Helvetica. Nice and clean. So, and the way that this works is that I wish... How can I do this? Huh. I'm not sure I can. Will it show it like this? Can we do it like this? This will be so cool if it works. Let's go to the developer tools. All right. Flexbox, grid, box model. Okay. Our box here is the body. It's not working exactly like I want it. Exactly like I want it. Oh, but look, it shows us what it's doing over here. Here's the head, which we don't really see. Yes. Here's our div class timeline. Don't have any script. Here's the body. Oh, it's the only body. This is a commented out section. So you can go see a comment. If you want to hide special messages, you can hide them in comments on websites, which is kind of fun. But be careful what you comment out. People might take information from you. All right. So I was hoping it would show, but I don't fully understand this yet. But we'll get there. All right. Oh. Oh, see, no good. It is. Here we go. This is hard to see. I wonder if I could like zoom in. View. Zoom in. Well, that was not that great. But I can do with a button here. Pop, pop. Oh, wrong one. Up here. Try to do it up here. There we go. All right. Bull Run in New York. I love it. So the body. This is the body. The blue area contains everything. Right below it, we're going to have the div class timeline, which currently contains everything else. Yes, it does. Then below that we have this event which contains SSS. Let's go back up here and look at it. Well, we're looking at it here too, aren't we? That looks a little simpler here. So in the div class, I'm going to take this off. That should go away. Okay. The body is everything, and the timeline is inside of that. So I guess we could do something with the body only. Yeah, there we go. So now we can see the body is all of it. The div class, the class timeline is smaller. The class event should be smaller than, oh, there we go. So let's do the timeline. We're gonna give it all. All right, actually, let's do this. What are we doing here? We're gonna body text. Yep. Timeline box text. Yep. Ah, there we go. This makes way more sense. Event box text. And we already have text for these. So now, let's clearly look at this. The body is all of it. The timeline, yeah, see that box? We're getting smaller and smaller boxes. And the next div class event, inside of that, and the event text box, inside of that we have even smaller information. We're getting more and more specific. And we're gonna give all of these special looks. All right, so let's leave it there for now. What looks are we gonna give them? So the body has that font. And the way this works is if there, imagine this isn't here, there's no other styles but this one right now. There's only the body style. So the body box has everything in it. So everything in this body box will be this font, Arial Helvetica Sans Serif. I can go into a smaller box, like timeline. Let's see if we can find it. So now we're going to select instead of using the HTML selector for body, which corresponds to body in our HTML, we go back to CSS, we're going to have a class selector, which is period, and then the class name, which our first class is called timeline. All right. And then we do the same kind of thing with the curly brackets. And then we can change its font family if we want, just so we can show exactly what we're doing. Let's do something totally different. Monospace Courier. All right, now we're seeing it. Now we are seeing the boxes. Let's change some colors. Background color. So let's just go type in the word. What'll be fine? Background color. All right, let's do antique white. All right, so the whole body is going to be antique white. But what if we go to a smaller box? Background color. And let's make it beige. Just a little bit different. Oh, can you see that? That's probably not enough different. Let's go. All right, there we go. This is the timeline box. And inside it, and now we can go select the event box by typing the selector for this class event. And we're going to say everything that's inside of the event class is going to have, we don't need font family again. We're not changing fonts. We're going to have color, background color. And we'll go more on the white side so we can go back and forth kind of. All right. So everything else in this box, everything else is inside the event box. So 2000 and Boring in New York, they are inside the box. The box keeps getting a little bit less and less. All right. Now we're going to add a selector for the next thing, which we have the timeline selector, the class, the event class, and we're going to have, what is this? The date class. All right, so whatever the date is, anything that has the class date, it will have the color, let's say, background color, aqua. Ba-boom. And then, let's go select the next one. Select the description. The description will always be background color plain white, so we can read it. Or close to white. That's nice. Okay, interesting. Look at this interesting thing we have here. Now, it does not look like what we had down here, which I don't know if you remember at the very beginning of this, we had special stuff, but we're going to go in and we're going to say the position of the timeline. So in the timeline, we're going to have position, and we're going to call it relative. All right. And then we're going to have the margin of this box. This is the timeline box. So everything inside of this is going to be smaller. It's going to be constricted by what I'm doing here. Let's have a look at this. Let's see. Margin is going to be 20 px auto. Now, if you'll notice, the body text, these are further apart now. If I put this back to nothing, let's just delete that. Back up top. There we go. We've added padding, which is, if you'll notice down here in this little diagram, the purple area is the padding. It's between the actual text and the border of the box. Not on the outside of the box, but on the inside of the box. And the reason they have on the stuff a space on the outside and a space on the inside and its own border, so you can do special effects and overlap things and all sorts of fun stuff. So we're gonna come over here, put that back at 20 px. All right, and then we're gonna make the width 80%, which is pretty common. All right, now all right, we're at 400% here. Oh, okay. So I just made the zoom on our web page. I put it back to 100%, so it'll be full video, full picture. All right, let's go adjust our event. Our event will be, all right, we're gonna have a position here. We're gonna call it relative. Let's do a little exploring. Let's see. In CSS, what does position relative mean. If the property value, okay, so just to recap here, we're finding an element or a class selector or an ID selector. So here is what I'm looking at that shows what we're doing. Let's go in here. Actually, not what I wanted to do. I'm going to do that. All right. HTML selector looks like this. We're going to select an HTML element, the element selector, and then we have the property that we're going to change and the value we're going to give it. Same thing with class selector. We're using selectors all around. It's period, and then whatever the class name is, and then property, and then value. ID selector, this is for giving, it's supposed to be that you give something an explicitly unique ID. So, and that would be way in here. You give something, instead of a class equals what, it would be ID equals what. All right, and we're back on the event. We're having the position relative, and the position relative is speaking about, it's a property value pair. It's used to define positioning context for an element within its containing element, the parent element. So let's just talk about those boxes. And when an element has position value of relative, it means it will be positioned relative to its normal position in the document flow, while still affecting the layout of the other elements around it. Here's how it works. Normal flow. By default, elements are positioned in the order in the normal flow of the document. This means they stack on top of each other, just like they appear in the HTML document. You can do changes to it. You can offset it top, right, bottom, left to move the element from its normal position. These properties determine the distance the element is moved in relation to where it would have been in the normal flow. So, position relative just kind of means do what it looks like it should be doing in HTML. And I think we can change that later to other. Oh, here we go. Other positions could be absolute or fixed. What do absolute and fixed mean? All right. Absolute is a position relative to its nearest positioned ancestor if one exists. If there is no positioned ancestor, it will be positioned relative to the initial containing block, usually the viewport. So you can say, make it always absolute, and you can then, once you've made that statement, it will be absolute. Then you can say where to be absolute. Top, left, and then it will stick there. It won't shift around. It'll inside the box it's in. All right, so we're gonna keep going here. Look at some more fun stuff. Padding. Oh wait, margin bottom. We're going to have it be 20 px. Not auto, just 20 px. Padding 20 px. Ooh, wait, look at this, look at this. This is the event block. The margin of the event block. Let's go look at the event. Event. Over here. All right, oh, it even says it. Look at that. Now it says 20. The padding. And we change the bottom margin to 20. Look at that. And it shows it right there in the yellow. That is the exact thing we're doing right there. See that yellow up in the web page? Boom. And this purple area is the padding margin. It is 20 all around. So we typed 20 for all padding. Now my question is, why didn't we type 20 for all margin? Why are we doing just the bottom? I bet it will look a certain way. It'll probably look pretty nice. So let's keep going here. Padding. Border. The border. Oh, we're gonna give the border a certain shape and color. 20 px is how thick it will be. Sorry, 2 px. And then we're gonna say solid. Oh, now I can see it. And then we're gonna say number 333. What does that mean? What just changed? Nothing changed, it looks like. Oh, that's the color. Cool. I can dig it. Yes, I can. All right, border radius. This is to make the corners a little curvy. This is fun. Border radius. We're gonna say 8px. There they go, they curved. Nice. All right. Next one, border radius, text align center. All right. Now, that is the event box. Let's have a look at the date box. This is lots of stuff in the date one. Oh, now we have a position that is absolute. Position. Absolute. Yeah. Choose it. There we go. Absolute position. All right, that date is now absolutely stuck right there. And the other stuff is moving around. Look at that. That date, it's stuck at the edge of the border. Let's see if we can move that date to the right spot. Position. Now we're going to say where to put that. It's going to be top minus 15 px. Minus 15? We're going into the minus? What does that even mean? Let's have a look. Oh, okay, it went up. That's all we know. It went up a whole row there, okay. Now we're going to go left 50%. Left. So half the screen. It's in the middle now. And it is covering up. It is covering up our text. Oh, what is this? Now we're really getting into moving in territory. Transform. So we're going to translate X. And then we're going to translate it to negative 50%. Oh. That is making sure it's always in the middle. I think that's what it's doing. Okay. Then, oh, that's it. That's all we're going to have. All right. Background color. Already got that once. We'll do that again. We can make it, let's make it black. Oh no! Let's make it back to what it was. Something like that. Oh, we got more. Oh, I see. Let's trust it. Background color, black. And then we're going to have color, which is the color of the text, at FFF, which is white. And then padding is changing. Well, what are we going to do here? 5px, this is the top. And this is the right, 10px, if I remember correctly. And then border radius, 4px. Oh, I see. We made a little box again. Oh, we just made our box special. Look at that. Special box. That was the date. Okay. Then we the description is going to have margin top 10px. Oh, okay. So I think all of my extra text might be messing this up. All right, body text. You're out of here, which is up there. Body text. Let's just look at it one more time. Body is all of it. Oh yeah, look at that. There's the body. It contains everything. We're going to delete the body text. Goodbye. All right, the timeline. Timeline text. See, the timeline box, that's the body box. Timeline box is just this little area. We've made it smaller. Remember, let's look at what we did with the timeline. We did the timeline class and said it's going to be width 80% and have a little bit of extra bottom on the timeline. So we're going to go in and delete where it says timeline box. Okay. Then we're going to have a look at the event box, which I think the event box is looking not so great because of the text inside of it. So here's the event box. There's that little blue box in there with a big purple padding, which basically fills up all the purple padding, scoots out all the way to the edge of the timeline class box. So let's delete this stuff here. And then we're not quite there yet. Something is up. Are there errors in here? It says 2. What's 2 mean? All right, what do we have here? This should be at the top of that box. Let's check our stuff here. Body is a font. Let's delete all the extra stuff that we don't need right now. Even though I like that color. All right, font, that shouldn't change it. Timeline, position, margin, padding, width. Timeline, don't need those things. Position, margin. Whoa, we missed one on timeline. Padding. That could be the big it. This could be it. Padding. 20 px 0. That was not it. But we are going to ask what this is. Whoa, what did I just do? Wrong button. Copy. Explain the padding numbers. All right. The position is relative in the timeline. Yep. the margin is 20 pixels applied to the top, right, bottom, and left sides, all of them. And the auto centers the element horizontally within its container, usually the parent element. This is the margin. Now the padding, because I want to see what that 0 stands for. The padding, 20 pixels of padding is applied to the top and bottom sides of the timeline. The 0 padding is value added to the left and right. Okay, so this is what I was wondering. I was on a test, and it said if you do 4 numbers, it goes top, right, bottom, left, like a clock. You adjust the top one. The first number is the top padding or margin. The next number is the right. Bottom number is the third number is the bottom. Fourth number is the left. But it seems that it's built in that if we only have 2 numbers, the first number does vertical, top and bottom. The second number does the left and right. And there's no left and right on this one. All right, let's go check it with. All right, in the event box, we do not need background color. We do need position relative, margin bottom, padding, border, border radius, background color. It's a fun background color. Text align center. So it did have a background. All right, that's the event. On the date. So this is that whole box. This is the whole. Interesting. Date. We have position absolute. Text align center. Where's that at? We missed it. Text align center. Okay, got that. Wait a second. The date needs to be -15. Whoa, got it. That's it. That's all we needed. Now it looks correct. But the color, I'm not the biggest fan of that color right now. So let's put this back to white. Okay. Actually, wait, let's put it back to nothing because actually just delete it. Delete. If I make the event box with a certain color, background color, and I like the antique, gives it some difference there. Now, anything that we make with the timeline class, the event class, the timeline class will be in the box. So we don't need to do anything with the timeline. We can add more events. So if I duplicate this, copy, paste, right there. Next event. All right, that's all we're doing. Just a little